I don't know much about this guy, Senator Josh Hawley. I guess he's one of these right-wing populists that you hear about. And he is going to tell us all about some things. Let's take a listen and hear what he's got for us, shall we?
We see these corporations pushing relentlessly this Marxist agenda, pushing relentlessly this...
Wait. Wait, what? Corporations are pushing a Marxist agenda? So the most capitalistic people in our society that benefit the most from capitalism are trying to push an agenda that destroys capitalism and strives for a post-capitalist society. You literally sound like the dumbest son of a bitch on the face of the earth. And I don't know what this weird delivery is. I don't know if that sounds good in your mind, but to me it sounds fake. It sounds like a forgery of how a human being talks. But I guess maybe it plays to your crowd.
Religion of woke. And you know, some Republicans I've heard recently, some Republicans have said, oh, but I don't like culture wars.
I've never heard a Republican say that. Maybe you've heard some Republicans somewhere say that. I've never heard it. Every Republican I've ever met has loved culture wars. Culture wars are like the favorite thing of any Republican, especially Republican politicians. That's how they get votes. They can't get votes on their economic agenda. That alone would send voters running for the hills. It's only their regressive social agenda that gets anybody to support them in the first place, other than the rich.
I don't want to have to engage in a culture war. And they also say, oh, but don't criticize corporate America.
Who says that again? The Republicans say that? I think that's probably true. The Republicans probably do say, don't criticize corporate America. I mean, obviously there is a new kind of Republican that is willing to criticize corporate America, but not for any good reason, just because of, like, you know, rainbow capitalism. That's what they don't like. They don't like how corporate America seems to be turning their backs on conservative values because that's no longer the largest demographic of Americans.
We mustn't do that. I just say to those people, listen, we made...
Someone drop an anvil on this man? Don't waste anvils. It'd be a waste of an anvil. You wouldn't want to get this dude's weird, wormy little brains all over your good anvil.
Not have started this culture war, but we're going to win it.
Woo! We didn't start this culture war. Well, we did actually, but we're going to win it. Woo! Probably not. I mean, you might have some victories along the way, but I don't know. If the overall trajectory of history is to be, I don't know, be appraised, it seems like the overall trend is that you lose. Conservatism tends to lose. Out of necessity, really, because if, I mean, like, the first conservative was the first caveman that's like, no use fire, fire bad, eat raw meat like tradition. That was the first conservative. And if we listen to them, well, we'd still be wiping our ass with rocks.
We are going to win it. And as for corporate America and criticizing them, let's get one thing straight. Sure. Corporations...
Let's get one thing straight. I'm not. Why do so many prominent Republican politicians give me deep, deep closet vibes? I know I'm not the only one, too. I see a bunch of people in the chat just being like, this dude has a Grindr account for sure.
Are not people. And there is no reason why corporate America should control this country.
I wonder which side of the political aisle set the stage for that. I mean, you guys literally put in the justices that voted for Citizens United, which, by the way, I think it's pretty telling that you're talking about, you know, the concept of corporate personhood here, but you're not mentioning Citizens United at all. Now, this is just a clip, so maybe you mention it at some other point. I don't know. But I also think it's kind of ridiculous when, you know, the American right, I mean, for most of my life, up until very, very recently, have been the champions of laissez-faire capitalism. And only now they're turning against any form of capitalism. And the only form of capitalism they don't like is rainbow capitalism, because they feel like it sets them back in the culture war. They feel like it makes their base upset, which is not something they want to avoid. They actually love their base being upset, because that's how they drum up votes.
I've got news for these corporations, these woke corporations. We are not going to surrender this nation to the cultural Marxists in the C-suite.
Okay. Good for you, buddy. No one wants you to. I'm actually pretty okay with you guys living your lives as you see fit by your own values, and other people doing the same. And yeah, I don't care. You wanna go to church and stuff. I mean, I can't stop you yet. If I ever actually get any real power, maybe you got something to worry about. But as long as we're all living in America, in a republic, in a representative democracy of any kind, I believe you should have the right to do whatever you want to do. I have the right to do whatever I want to do. Neither one of us has the right to stop each other. But you know, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, if ever the crown finds its way onto my head, it might be a different story. I'm sure the same goes for you.
No way, no how.
Cool. Good stuff. Nice talking with you, buddy. What a silly little man. Woke corporations is an oxymoron. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much is. Corporations are only as woke as their bank accounts allow them to be, you know? They're woke. They're glad to, I mean, they'll put a little ribbon on their packaging, you know, or something like that. But it's not like they're actually going to do something substantive to help out any sort of marginalized person or anything.